we're working on a roguelike, and I believe last time we were adding scrolls. And I believe this time we're adding more scrolls. This is the plan. I didn't get very far last time because I got wildly distracted by, like, raids and subs, and it was absolutely a wild stream. So, you know, it'd be, just putting it out into the universe. It'd be cool if that happened again, because that was ridiculous. But, you know, it doesn't have to happen every time. That'd be crazy, right? Right? I can't just manifest things into the universe. There's no monsters. Oh right, I messed with the I messed with the ratios of things. But somewhere in here we have scrolls. You're not a scroll. You're not. There's no scrolls. Oof. Somewhere there's got to be scrolls. So I would love to demo the scroll that we added last time. Here we go. I finally found one. And this is the perfect opportunity to use it. We can go lightning scrolls keyed to E. There we go. Boom. Troll's dead. The lightning bolt strikes troll with a loud boom for 20 damage. Anyway. So that's where we're at. There's my tutorial. And then... oh, we had a mode for looking around. That was the thing that we did last time. Very rude of the orc to start there. Was it not look? Oh no, what did I key it to? The view? No. Did I key it to backslash? No. I was so sure. No, there's pick up and drop. And then, what did I key it to? Does anybody remember what I actually set as the button for that? How to say yo in Swedish? Sure. Oh, left quote. That's what I did. It was left quote for looking around. That was the thing. Okay. So we got that far last time. So we did that. So I believe we're here. I hope. So far we have simply activated items that were selected from the inventory. We'll now fit the position. We will now fit the position selection step in there as well. However, we already have 2 items and they don't need to have position selected, so we need a way to decide whether or not we go into position selection mode. So later on, we'll also need to know the radius of areas for effects that require that, so we simply introduce a function on consumables that can tell us the radius, with -1 indicating we won't need any targeting. So we need our consumable component. Pronounced like CH, so like cho or cha. Okay, I can see that. Thanks for the bonk, Popeye. How's it going? What are we you doing? We're adding the following function to consumable component. So we have get targeting radius of -1. One day I'll get to grips with Godot. It's surprisingly easy to pick up, I have found. The GD script is syntactically a lot like Python. It is absolutely not like Python under the hood, but it's visually a lot like Python, so that's been nice. I don't know if you have any Python background. But it's been, you know, pretty, it makes sense, more or less. At least in my head. Dare you to program? I can, not well, because I don't do it very often, but I can. Mostly I do it for conditional formatting. And to be fair, it's Google Sheets, not Excel, but close enough. It's distinctly clunkier than some other things. But it definitely has its use cases. Pfft, poser? Alright, well you show off an Excel sheet then. Show me your fanciest Excel sheet. So the default inherited by all our existing consumable implementations. This will mark all the existing consumables as not requiring a target. Okay. Yes, this is the default that everything inherits, so far nothing needs a targeting radius. Makes sense. Gotta gatekeep. Alright, well, you have fun by your gate. I'll be over here. I was doing the math. I've been writing code for nearly 20 years. I've been writing code for more of my life than I have not written code. Like, writing code for a long time. So I feel like I maybe have a skewed idea of what's easy or not easy. What am I doing? What is going on? Also, what is this track? That's better. 20 amateur. Yeah, well, I'm not 40 years old yet, so unless I started programming pre-conception, I'm not catching up anytime soon. I'll get there, but, you know, give me another 20 years. Okay, we have get item and get grid position as building blocks for our item handling. However, the way we would use them would get a bit convoluted if we just handled the if clause. This track is too loud. I'm trying out a new playlist today and I don't know if I like it. Programming from conception is quite the tagline. It would be. I just emerged, keyboard in hand, VR set on my head. The incarnation of Turing, uh-huh. Sure, sure. I totally believe you. my brain's running too far with programming from conception. I'm envisioning some kind of ridiculous character in a video game. Been programming since pre-World War II. Give me a 10 keyless stat. Oh goodness, I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna have to look that up now. A keyboard that does not have a number pad. Full-size keyboards without a 10 key or number pad. Oh! I did not know that was another name for the number pad. Today I learned. Learning all sorts of stuff on here. Just showing off my new knowledge. I appreciate knowledge drops. I enjoy learning. About all things, but especially computer things. But I know that feeling when you've just like learned something new and you just need to show off a little bit. I don't know if maybe other people find that annoying, but I do it too, so I understand. Okay. I read the same paragraph 6 times at this point. Main input handler. We have a get item and a get grid position as building blocks for our item handling. The way we use them would get a bit convoluted if just handled in the if clause with get action. So we modify that as follows. Wait, okay, so in get action. What is this saying? I use them get if just handled in the if clause within get action, so we modify that as follows. If input action just pressed is activate. We await active item. Oh, this one. And then we're going to move that code into a function called activate item, which we are going to write right here. Guess we'll slap it in at the end. Why not? Pick a number between 1 and 6. 5. Hi, Emberdragon. How's it going? We're adding scrolls today. Or finishing adding scrolls that we started last week. Okay, so what is this saying? Ah, choosing final. Yeah, definitely 5. 5 is a good final. I don't know what the choices are, but 5. Oh, apartment lease renewal time? Yeah. Mine's in December. Gotta have that awkward renegotiate with the landlord. And then they raise the rent. And you can't even complain too hard about it because we're still getting a really nice deal. Even though it's still really expensive. Okay, so this is saying await get item. Get item does not take this many arguments, is what it's saying. What get item are you talking about? The window title and the inventory component. Okay, window title, inventory component. Got a true on the end here for reasons. Candlemass, good choice. I know, I have excellent taste in mysteriously picking unknown music selections. No negotiating care for the building manager, just texted. Make sure I got my email list info. Increase weight management space. Ooh. Myself till next week to decide. That's rough. Good luck. Housing is too darn expensive. I think I'm gonna have to go back to a previous playlist. I'm not liking this one too much. I borrowed this one from another streamer, but too many of them have vocals, and I find that very distracting. So I think I'm gonna have to change it back. A little too vocally, yeah. No, since I've taken a break anyway, I'll just go back to one of the other ones. Let's see. Chill hop. No copyright. Let's go with that one. That's better. Okay, so this is saying we passed the player. Wait. Let's actually look at this code. Okay. Ever heard of Varg? No, I definitely have not heard of a person, I assume. I have not heard of them. Okay, so we await get item. And assuming we actually got something, target radius is -1. And then if we have a consumable component on our target item, then we get the targeting radius. And if it's still -1, then we do item action. We do the item action on the player. Otherwise, we get the grid position. And if it's still -1, then return null. Otherwise, what is this telling me? This seems like a weird way of doing it. Okay, pass the player. And then we get the item. The item's null, we return null because we don't have any item. We set target radius to 1, or -1. We check if we actually have proper consumable component. And ask it for the target radius. If it's -1, we return a new item action with that item. But if we get a non-negative target radius, then we use get grid position to acquire a target position. At that point, the player can still abort, so if we get the -1/-1 vector back, we still return null. Otherwise, we have both a proper item and a proper target position, and feed both of those into a new item action, which we return. This works for the most part, but has one issue. The way get item and get grid position change input handlers would result in us changing back to the main game input handler when we would be in targeting mode, resulting in us moving both the player and the reticle at the same time. The solution I present here is not very clean and more of a hack, but I do want to spare you from a bigger refactor. Okay. So what we will do is modify get item so it only returns to the main game input handler when the selected item does not require a target. However, we only need to do this if we're actually activating an item, otherwise we would lock the game when we drop an item that requires targeting. This is where the extra true argument in the call to get item in the code above comes from. So here's the new code for get item. Okay, that's why we have a true. We are doing a hack. Great. That's a little music knowledge drop there. Okay. Good to know, I guess. So here's the new code for get item. I don't want to type all of that, so we'll just do this. It's largely the same. Except now we've got this boolean for evaluate for next step, and that gets used down here. Modify get item so it only returns to the main game input handler when the selected item does not require a target. But we only need to do this if we're actually activating an item. This is a lot of words. I think at this point in the tutorial, it has sufficiently diverged from how I like to write my code that I don't really follow what they're doing. I'm also sad that my iced coffee is decaf and not actually caffeine. It's very disappointing. It's not even fresh decaf either, it's yesterday's leftover decaf. It's very disappointing. Well, so if not, evaluate for next step. Or we have an item that has a consumable component that has a targeting radius of -1. Then wait a frame and transition input handlers. I don't like it, and that's mostly because I don't understand it, but we're gonna roll with it. Because apparently that works. I need something. I need a scroll. Give me a scroll. There's no scrolls in here. I just don't get scrolls, do I? whatever. Point is, game's not breaking. Let's see. I think I can change it so I get more scrolls in here. Okay. Enemies will be rare. Items will be high. Oops, except I don't... That's a health potion. I don't want health potions. I want lightning scrolls or other things. Aha. Should be getting lots more items. Aha, lightning scroll. Okay. Nothing's broken. This is good. Item handling out of the way, we can look into how we get enemies confused. For the enemy to stumble around aimlessly, we can modify its AI. Then we will create a new AI component which will temporarily replace the enemy AI. Oh, fun. To create a new script extending base AI component. Why am I so tired? I don't like this. Why am I tired? This is not... I might break down and get an energy drink and be sad about it later when I can't sleep. Plus nothing says I have to drink the entire energy drink, does it? I think I like this plan. Alright, create a new script extending base AI component. At entities, actors, components. Actors, components. Create new script. Confused enemy AI component, and the script is this. I don't like these two line things. Oh, did I somehow copy pasta? Okay. So it'll store the previous AI so we can go back to it. Turns remaining, so how long this one lasts. So we'll set previous, when this thing's ready, we'll get the AI component of the entity and save that and replace it with this one. We'll initialize this with turns remaining. Turns remaining is less than or equal to 0, then target's no longer confused. Switch back to the AI. And queue free, which I think removes this thing, this component from the tree. I think. Is that what it does? Queues a node for deletion at the end of the current frame. Yes. Otherwise, we'll do our AI thing. So we have all of our directions. We pick randomly one of them. Subtract one from turns remaining and send this enemy in that direction. Easy enough. Randomly pick a direction and go that way. Just ran through all of that. So we need to create an item that can make enemies confused. So we need a corresponding consumable component. So we need a new consumable component definition. A confusion consumable component definition. Try saying that 5 times fast. Component definitions. You're a script. And you are going to look like this. So all it does is extend the consumable component definition and has a number of turns. So how many turns it lasts. I'm still slightly unclear on what the difference between a component definition and the component is. Because we extend components, but we also extend definitions. I'm a little unclear on the difference between definitions and components. Or the difference between. Might have to do more reading on that. Anywho. We have actors, components, new script. Confusion consumable component, which will look like this. These stupid double lines. This one little bit of hair is very keen on being in my eye today. Very annoying. So we initialize it with the definition, set the number of turns. Is the definition just like a config file? Maybe that's a good way of thinking about it. The component definition is a config file. I can work with that. Fine, keep your blink line at the end of the file. And then targeting radius of 0. One would mean center tile plus the tiles directly around it. Targeting range of 0 means exactly one target tile. Okay. Then we'll need an activate function. Which takes in an item action. We get the consumer of the item, the target. We get some map data. So we check if target position is in view. If it's not, we say so, return false. If there's no target, you need to select an enemy to target, return false. And if we've targeted ourselves, you're not allowed to do that, return false. Otherwise, it's successful. The eyes of the whatever look vacant as it starts to stumble around. Then we add a new confused enemy AI component to the target. We'll consume the item and return true because it was successful. So now we need to make sure that this component is properly created and attached to the items using it. So in entity.gd, we need to change the handle consumable function. To handle more stuff. So we get a consumable component definition. If it's healing potion, then we add the healing consumable. If it's lightning, we add the lightning one, and if it's confusion, we add the confusion one. And then assuming we actually successfully created the consumable component, then we add it to our entity. So in theory, that's everything we need to get a confusion scroll. So let's play this for a moment and see what scrolls we can find. That's a lightning scroll. That's a lightning scroll. More lightning scrolls. Oh, you know what? You know what? We haven't added confusion scrolls to the dungeon generation. It's never going to get added. That's what's wrong. Ah, yes, this is the part where we finish up and actually add the scroll to the game. Okay, a new resource type of entity definition at entities items. What? Assets definitions. Entities items. Create new resource. Entity definition. You'll be called a confusion scroll. Definition. So we'll set this to confusion scroll. No. New atlas texture. Quick load. No. Load? There we go. I found the right thing. Now where did we find that scroll? Oh, here, it's one of these. I think we used this one. Or the color, this one, a bright purple. Love it. Let's use a pretty bright purple then. No, copy. Paste. Beautiful. Okay, nice bright purple. Disable is blocking movement. It's not an actor, it's an item. Then in the consumable definition slot, create a new confusion consumable component definition. And set the number of turns for it to 10. Nope, nope, nope. 10. The last step is to make this item appear in dungeon generation, which is to add it at the top here where we preload things. Nope. And then in place entities. There's place entities. Go. Right, and I changed how this was working. This is saying if it's 70% chance of getting a health potion, a 90% chance of getting a confusion scroll, and a small chance of getting a lightning scroll. But this tutorial seems to have completely forgotten that we still need to generate the monsters in this spot, so. We're gonna roll with what I've got going. Item chance is, I don't know. For the purposes of testing, we want lots, so... Entity equals entity dot new entity position entity types dot confusion scroll. That should be all we need to get confusion scrolls. So this is a lightning scroll. I need to increase the chances. I drastically need to increase the chances of confusion scrolls, because this is not it. I'll have a 90% chance. How about that? Here we go. So got the confusion scroll. Of course, now the problem is I'm unlikely to get any... Oh, here's an enemy. Okay, here we go. Let's test out a confusion scroll. So I can now select this guy. The eyes of the orc look vacant and it starts to stumble around, and it'll just wander around and not attack me. Oh, and I can just hit it kind of by accident anyway. That's great. So that works. We've added a confusion scroll. Drastically increasing the chance of confusion sounds like a little too much. That sounds a little too much like real life too. Fair enough. Fair enough. For the purposes of testing the new scroll, you know. Okay, let's put that back down to like a reasonable, like 0.3 or something. Oh. Now for our final spell scroll, the Fireball. This is just damage, so it's far less involved than the previous scroll. Ha! I had fireballs, guys. So we need to update the visuals so we can indicate how big the fireball will be. Let's modify the reticle a bit so it can show an area. Alright, so we need our reticle scene. Add a new line 2D as a child of reticle. Line 2D. Change its width to 2 pixels. Default color to full red. And change the end cap mode to box. Sure. Where's end cap mode? Capping. End cap mode to box. Sure. So we need to add a variable to reticle.gd. Oops. Saying... Okay. Just setting up the new node that we've added. Still don't know what it's for. Create a new function to set the border for a specific radius. So given an integer radius, it's negative, hide the border. Otherwise, draw 2, 3, 4, 5. We apparently have 5 points. Based on radius. And then we show the border. Border points. Oh, one of them is probably a center. Right? One of them would be a center point. I don't know how this works. Border, 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 border. Oh, your line, okay. So border is a 2D line. One, two, three, four. I don't know why we have 5 points. Show the canvas item. This one set visible. Okay, that doesn't help me. So if the radius is 0 or less, we simply hide the border. We don't need it. Otherwise, set the points array on line 2D so that it forms a square. +1s are in there because we have to calculate the positions from the top left corner of the highlighted tile. So in case we have a radius of 1, then the top left corner of the border will be 1 to the left and 1 up from that corner, but the bottom right corner needs to include the highlighted tile itself. So, okay. So notice we need 4 points. Five points. We only used 4, we would have an open shape, so we have to have a last point. Oh, a last point that's identical with the first point. Okay, 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 okay. We're to use this function. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5 again to close it. Got it. But this one, the first one and the last one are the same. That makes more sense. To call it in a select position. So this bit is a little bit different. We've added the setup border. Okay. That's it for the area version of the reticle. We now create the fireball consumable. First, create a new script extending a consumable component definition. Ugh. So close, so close. You know, we're gonna take a short little break because Twitch is very determined to run some ads. So we're gonna take a little like 4-minute break to get those ads out of the way. And I need to refill my beverages. And so everybody go hydrate. And we will be back. We'll be back after these messages. But go hydrate. We'll be back in a moment. And we're back. Let's get this fireball going. I need one of those alert sounds for that that fireball song. Do 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 do. Good evening, Bloody Wolf. How are you doing? We are wrapping up adding scrolls. We're just about to add fireball. And then I don't know what we're doing. I don't know if I will feel like getting into the next chunk of tutorial or what. I don't know, maybe we'll just hang out for a bit because I can't go past 5 today, which is in just under an hour. I'm doing great today. I'm hoping the weather holds out because I'm supposed to go to an outdoor thing in a couple of hours, but also there's a severe thunderstorm warning. Which, you know, might literally put a damper on doing anything outside. But But I'm having a good Wednesday. It's been productive. And I've got dance later, so that's always a good day. Any day with dance is a good day. We're supposed to go Westy Bomb, an event that's happening uptown near where we dance. So go dancing in public and confuse all the people. We'll just show up and look amazing. I have no idea what shoes I'm gonna wear though, because dancing on concrete is hard. It's a lot grippier than you want it to be. So that should make things interesting. Now create the fireball consumable. Okay. So we're creating a new script extending the consumable blah 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 at fireball damage. Oh my god. Why are they so long? Entities, actors, components, component definitions. Component definitions, create new script. Fireball damage. And we want it to look like this. So we just have damage and we have a radius. Easy enough. And then... okay, that's the definition, and then we need the actual component. Fireball, fireball, fireball. That's going to look like this. So we've got our damage, we've got our radius. We just initialize those and return radius. Straightforward. Apparently the interesting part here is the targeting radius. There is also... no, this is also the reason we are using a function rather than a hard-coding value. A fixed value would work for our previous consumables, but for this we have a settable radius. Okay. The activate function. This seems convoluted, but it's mostly set up checks. Okay, let's see if we can run through it without the help of the tutorial. So with our item action, get the consumer, the target position, our map data. Can't target an area you can't see. Easy enough. Roll through all of the actors. And if it's within the radius distance, add it to our list of targets. If after that our targets list is empty, there are no targets in the radius, return false. Because we can't use the thing. And if target size is 1 and includes the player, there are not enemy targets in the radius. That's written oddly. You can't target yourself. Well, actually, hang on. I know it's good thinky music. I like different types of music. I don't know if anybody else is this way, but I like different types of music depending on what I'm writing. Like if I just have to bang out some code and I know what I'm doing and I just need to get it done, I like something louder and angrier. No vocals. Can't have any lyrics of any kind, except maybe sometimes in other languages that I don't know. But if I'm learning stuff, then something like lo-fi chill hop where there's just a flow in the background. Because I can't learn when there's angry music going on. But the angry music helps me type faster. It probably doesn't actually, but I feel like it does. You can actually... You totally can target yourself, is the thing here. You can't target just yourself. There we go. Does anybody else have like a particular like mood of music that you need while you're writing code or like working? What's the music moods? What are people's vibes? Vibes. It's angry music to get myself out the door. Okay. I definitely have a hype playlist for pre-stream. Involves a lot of dancing around while I get ready. But it also involves a lot of music that I would definitely get copyright strikes for, so that stuff definitely doesn't get played on stream. Oh my god, that's so sugary. God. Yeah. No, I should have just made more coffee. The monster was a mistake. Coding mostly psytrance and techno. Don't know if I specifically know what psytrance is. I might have to look that up. I'm very foggy on what the differences are between the subgenres of electronic music. I suppose there's probably a lot of overlap in at least in certain subgenres. Okay, we're taking damage. Consume the thing, return true. Okay, we're done with that. Player can be damaged by the fireball. We prevent the player from firing if they are the only target. Okay. Ow. Why does my hand hurt? This is very upsetting. You know what? Because we're having a huge shift in weather, I broke this arm when I was, like, basically my wrist when I was very little, and I've heard recently that as you get older, old broken bones hurt when the weather shifts. Have I hit the age? Have I hit the age where I can feel the rain in my bones? Is that what's happening right now? It really hurts though. I want it to stop. It landed on good coding soundtracks. Sometimes having a chill stream like yours for a co-working vibe is helpful, which is why I'm here. And you're providing music to go with it, so it's one less decision for me. Perfect. I aim to be a good co-working buddy. Psytrance often goes into a meditating tribal-like beat. Okay. Alright, I think I know what you're talking about. This really hurts. I really wanted to stop. Have I damaged myself or am I just old? want to be old. This sucks. Okay, focus. Need to handle the consumable component again in entity. So entity, handle consumable. So after the confusion one, we need to add the one for fireball. Oh no, why don't you like this? Fireball, damage consumable component. Oh, because we... The older you get, the more you'll know about programming, hacking, game dev. Yes, but random pain. I don't like random pain. It's not fun. Knowledge is good, but so is a lack of pain. Right, we need to add a component definition. Definitions, entities, items, fireball scroll definition. Fireball scroll. Compact. Edit region. Find. Oops. No. Not what I want. Find the scroll. This one. And set the color to full red. Do you mind letting me actually type in here, please? For the love of... Can you... Red. There. Done. Wrong number of zeros. I'm curious, actually, what's like the average age of... What's the average age of my chat? Because... I don't know. Give me like a decade. I don't actually want like personally identifiable information. I'm just like the gist, like a decade. Because my YouTube analytics suggest 30-ish. Plus or minus 10 years. But I'm curious if that's actually consistent with who watches the stream. Red on uncheck is blocking movement. Don't need that. We're an item. It'll be a fireball. How are we setting damage to 12 and radius to 3? Okay. It's kind of what I figured. It's great. It means chat frequently knows more than I do and can help me when I don't know things. It's like having actually good chat GPT. Fireball damage consumable component. Did I not make one? Fireball damage, consumable component. Oh. Ah. I don't have a class name on it, that's why I can't find it. Fireball, consumable component. Which means... Oops, it's supposed to be fireball damage. ChatGPT gives programming tips. Love it. I've used AI stuff like ChatGPT and find it annoying. Bro, people use it. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be the next generational divide, like the divide between like millennials and boomers, like, because I'll just like Google whatever and my parents don't, like it doesn't occur to them that that's a tool that they have. And I feel like that's the same way with like Gen Z, Gen Alpha, who's now growing up with AI tools. Whereas it doesn't occur to me that that is something that is available to me. Like, I'm aware that it exists, it just doesn't occur to me to reach for it. Which is going to be an interesting split in a couple of years, I think. I mean, it's already kind of interesting. Mostly what I've used ChatGPT for just to get like templates for like emails or letters or whatever. You know, like official stuff that can be very formulaic, and it's fine if it looks like a formula because it is and everybody knows it. But being able to add a few extra details, and it's very useful for first drafts, I'll give it that. And if you want to do like simple code stuff and just like get a bunch of boilerplate code in really quick, it's really good at that. But it's anything terribly specific, it gets weird real fast, in my limited experience. Okay, yes, we're spawning things in the dungeon generator. Fireball scroll. Fireball. Do, 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 do. And then these entities. I don't know. 4. But not confusion scroll. Fireball scroll. Oh no, what are you sad about? What do you mean it's not allowed? I've done literally the exact same thing. Oh, no, I haven't. Darn equal sign. So in theory, should now have a bunch of fun scrolls to play with. Theoretically. Oh. Fireball scroll! But now I need enemies to use it on. Which might be a rare commodity. I'm also a little bit sad we don't have graphics for when stuff happens. I'm not going to find a single enemy to try this stuff on, am I? This is now just like dungeon crawl the closet organizer. Come on, enemies. No. No? Oh, my inventory's full. Did you guys know you can have a full inventory? I didn't realize that check was even in there. Well. Fuck it, I'm gonna use a fireball. Oh, that's big! Oh, that's big! Oh, I can't put it on me. Can I put it here? Cannot target an area I can't see. Oh, God. The issue with fireball is I'm not going to be able to use it in any of these rooms. They're not big enough. I might have to shrink the size of fireball because this is one of the biggest rooms. Okay, there are no targets in that radius. There are no enemies on this map. Okay. We have to futz with things. Let's give us 60% chance enemies. But we're gonna go with 40, 50, and 60? Sure. This isn't gonna work quite the way I want it to, is it? It's really not. This is not dividing things the way I want it to. Oh well. I'll come back to that in a second. Okay, we have enemies. This is good. Okay. Health potions. I have a scroll of confusion. I have so many health potions. Good lord, why so many health potions? A lightning scroll. Can I collect all the scrolls? Oh, where'd you come from? Get out of here. Come on, I'd like actually a few enemies. Oh yes, come here, come here. Come here, sir. We're going to use our... Oh no, I don't have a... Confuse you. There we go. Leave you wandering around aimlessly. Oh, he's unconfused again. I wish I had a fireball to test, but a lightning scroll will do. Oh no, that only got rid of one. Oh dear, oh dear. I forgot the lightning scroll only attacks one. This is a problem. Or maybe it's not. Never mind. Problems have been avoided. This isn't quite what I wanted at all. I would like to test my fireball scroll. I'm not gonna get a fireball scroll, am I? No, of course not. Let's... let's try that. Oh, is there one? You start with one in inventory. That's a good point. Probably. I could probably make that happen. I also just kind of like wandering around and exploring my procedurally generated dungeons. But if we don't find one very soon, then yes, I will see about doing that. Because otherwise it's going to be a lot of me fiddling... fiddling with percentage chances, and that's just not going to be interesting. Haha! Okay, there's a fireball scroll. Now I just need some enemies to use it on. Watch, I've just actually cleared out all of the enemies. Yeah. Alright, alright, alright. The easiest way... Dungeon generator. Where do we create the player? And I can just slap something in their inventory. Okay, where do we call generate dungeon? Okay, we've already got a player here. Where do you get called? player. Here we go. Player created. So, what can we do here? With a player definition. Can I just slap one into the player definition? Mm-hmm. I have like player.inventory or something. Oh. Wait, add child? No. Hang on. Hang on. How do we do... How do we pick stuff up? What is the actual syntax we're using for picking stuff up? Because I did that like a month ago and I don't remember how it works. Okay. Do a pickup action. Player.inventory components.items penned. And then how do we generate components in the dungeon generator? Ah, entity types is not clear. Okay, maybe I can't do it there. Can I do it in Dungeon Generator? Oh, we don't have a player. Okay, we can't put it there. We have access to the player in Generate Dungeon. Can I just drop it there? Ooh. Valid index on items. Can we genuinely not do it here? Okay, so in game, we emit this signal. No. Where the hell do we set up the inventory? Create a player. Can't do it when we're generating the map because the player doesn't have an inventory component yet. That's not going to work either. Where do we set up the inventory? Okay, dungeon generator. Where do we get entity types? Oh, they're here. Okay, short answer, no, there is no easy way to start with one in the inventory because of the way things are constructed. There is no easy way. Which is extraordinarily annoying. I think the easiest way to test it is to just futz with these numbers so that one gets generated. Because of the way things are constructed, it does not make a whole lot of sense. I've come to the conclusion that the tutorial that I'm following does not construct code in the way that my brain likes to construct code. And so when I have completed this tutorial, I might just start from scratch so that I actually understand how things work. Okay. Make that 2, and we'll make that like 9. And this is a dumb way of doing this. This is a very dumb way of doing this. Anyway. See if we can get this fireball scroll. More health potions, great. Why are there so many health potions? This is not what I want at all. Health potion is if less than 0.1. There's... it just... Come on. There we go. There we go. We have a fireball scroll. Now we just need to try it on this enemy. Done. Oh, let's do it again. Yeah. Okay, alright. Fireball works pretty great. Fireball's out. Exactly. Wait. Can I? Oh. No, not quickly. I can't. Ah. Wait, I want to add a new button. I'm gonna add new button. Is this the one that I want? No. No, okay, I'm gonna have to add that some other time. It's not what I'm looking for. Anyway, eventually I got around to adding a sound effect button for that. Anyway, point is, we succeeded. We have added all of our things. Oh no, we're not at the bottom of the page yet. We need to handle one last thing. I want to handle one last thing. A weakness in our input handler state machine that the fireball exposes. The hacky timing of how states are switched when selecting items makes the following edge case possible. The player at low health goes into the inventory, causing a switch to the dummy input handler. Select the fireball and target both an enemy and the player character. This causes the player character to die, which immediately causes a transition to the game over input handler. After that, execution returns to the cleanup code of the item selection, which now has the game transition back to the main game input handler. The effect is that the player entity is at 0 health points, is displayed as a pile of bones called remains a player, but can still take actions normally. Even worse, they cannot fall to 0 HP again, making them effectively an immortal skeleton. I mean, that sounds like a feature. The further I get into this tutorial series, the more I am displeased with the input handler state machine. If I were to redo the tutorial, I'd probably choose a different approach. However, while having to account for edge cases with special code is always a bit hacky, we should be able to handle this issue pretty easily. The game over input handler does kind of represent a terminal state. With the way it works now, we don't want to be able to leave this state, so we can encode this into the state machine. To do that, we add the following check at the end of the transition to function in input handler. Input handler. Pilot Bunsy can still take actions normally is a big mood. Agree. Is that like the Monday morning mood? So, transition to... So, what is this saying? If our current input handler is the game over one, then we just return. If we have a current input handler, then we exit. Current input handler equals... Alright, I don't totally understand what this is doing, because I also feel like the input handler system in this tutorial is weird and hacky. We check if we are currently in the game over input handler, and if so, we interrupt the transition, making it impossible to leave that input handler. This should prevent any bugs where we try to switch input handlers after the player entity has died. This concludes this part of the tutorial. Next time we will handle saving and loading of games. I like how we're on to like part 10. And we still haven't, like, got a win condition. We have a lose condition, but we don't have a win condition. So you can just, like, explore the entire dungeon and kill all the enemies, and that you still haven't won. Which is mildly annoying. Anyway. This will be next week's problem. I don't have time to get into this today. Also, I'm so wired after like a quarter of an energy drink. Ooh. Zoom. I need to stop drinking that so that I sleep ever. So, thank you everybody for hanging out. We do game dev every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and we do Dwarf Fortress every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Continuing with the roguelike for the foreseeable future in terms of game dev, but I have ideas. I have so many ideas. I just need more time. Oh, you're welcome, Bloody Wolf. I'm working on getting all my old VODs up on YouTube. I have them. I even have them like edited with copyright-free music and everything, and I need like 6 thumbnails. I need to make like 6 thumbnails, and then I can just drop a whole bunch of VODs. A very depressing thing I've learned is that VODs where I make the YouTuber face, like the they do notably better. We're having the shocked YouTuber face on the thumbnail, and I hate it so much. Anyway. That is it for today. We should find somebody to raid. Do we have ideas. I am open to suggestions. Who's even on right now? I don't know how to pronounce that. Sitolix? Here's a facial expression which is not occurring in nature and is guaranteed not to happen in this video. Exactly, though, because I specifically take pictures to cut out the facial expression for the thumbnail. It's ridiculous. Software and game development. They're a box? I like it. Okay, okay. We can do that. Looks also a small game dev. He makes some stream overlay with Unity. Fancy! I'm so excited to get into doing fancy stuff with OBS. But that'll be another time. Anyway, here are the socials. Can we keep in touch between streams? Yeah, I think that's it. So, hang out. We'll go raid Sitolix. Hope I'm saying that right. And I'll see some of you on Friday for Dwarf Fortress. And I'll see some of you next Wednesday for saving and loading of the game. Bye, guys.